So the reason why this week's recap looks a little bit different is because we're celebrating. My business, Splendid Strategy, just turned 4 years old. Can't believe that. But rather than doing a weekly recap like I've been doing, I figured I'd do a lifetime recap, talk about the origin story of how the business got started, maybe some things that I learned along the way and some mistakes that I've made, etc. I'm so nervous. So I started the business in 2021. I'd just gotten let go from an early stage startup that I was working with. A lot of people were losing their jobs at that point because of COVID. So I was kind of looking for the next thing, and I started freelancing. And I was lucky enough to be referred over by a friend, shout out to Paige, to a local restaurant to do their social media. After a few weeks of that, I was in a meeting with the client and pitched them on running their marketing across all their different restaurants that they have under the restaurant group. And luckily, they said yes. That was really the kind of the catalyst that helped me kickstart the business. I've made probably the biggest mistake that any startup agency owner could make, which is severely underpricing myself at the beginning. But of course, I was desperate for clients. Now I'm, seeing the ramifications of that. As it turns out, the agency model is just ridiculously hard to scale. But really, I just wanted to say, thank you to everybody that's helped me get here, clients, friends, who've liked my social media posts, mainly my mom. And something that I, think about often are the highs and the lows. And, truly it sounds cliche, but the roller coaster of emotion that comes along with being a startup agency founder or a marketing solopreneur. The high that you experience from signing a client is truly something like I've never felt before. And a little story time, when I was in college, I had a professor who had us write notes to ourselves 10 years down the road in the future. And what we were doing with our lives and that sort of thing. What I wrote in mine was that I had my own marketing agency. So I'm doing all that I can to keep it alive, keep it afloat, and obviously grow and scale it. Part of that whole journey is trying to get better with content creation, with spending most of my time and energy on the client work, which is obviously the priority. But to grow and scale the business, I need to start, trying to work on my brand and my pipeline as well. But my train of thought is all over the place. It's almost 11. Stay tuned for regularly scheduled programming where I'll be detailing the ins and outs of my weekly escapades trying to scale this business. Cheers, everybody. That's good.